Hello, we are live, Ruth Ellen. So good to see you. You've been gone, and I have noticed you've been gone, but we are so happy to have you back. Always good to see you, Ruth Ellen. Linda, my friend from New York, and Patsy, it's 71 degrees in New Mexico as I'm sitting here. I just turned my heater off so that it didn't interfere with our Jean is here from Mount Vernon, Washington. Regina, my friend, so nice to see you. Regina is from North Georgia. And Jean Hart is here from Erie, PA. Was there a song about Erie, PA? Or
What?
was there a song about Erie?
Erie?
Yeah, Erie, PA. I must be thinking of something else. I don't know. Sandy's here from, I'm sure, warm Tampa, Florida. Kelly here is here from Arizona. Linda, hello, my friend, El Paso, Texas. And we are going to do the Artisan Curve Marquise Templates tonight. Beverly Kramer, welcome from Central Wisconsin. Debbie said she couldn't find us. Well, I'm glad you made it, Deb. And Marcia from Illinois. Nancy is here from Victoria, Australia, where they are having a heat wave, you guys. Rita said yesterday it was like 40 degrees, which that's Celsius. In Fahrenheit, guys, that's 104. I don't envy them those temperatures either. And Linda, my Michigan buddy, Chris is here from a warm Texas. Okay, Chris, send some of it up this way. Hey, Jan. Oh, hello. It is so good to see you. I'm glad you made it. Oh, Linda says, and this is her favorite template. And it was another warm day there, 75 degrees down in El Paso, right, Linda? Um, Janice is here from Maine. Terry, hi, is still in Illinois, I assume, because there's still snow on the ground. And Charlene from Colorado. Nancy says it's a balmy 29 degrees today. So that's a really, really nice temperature for you. Yeah, Regina, go ahead, jump on YouTube. It seems like we end up with more people over here. Um, Deanna finally remembered hello all from a snowing Prineville, Oregon. So we're going to get that snow in a couple of days. And Joyce says hello from an 85 and sunny Mesa, Arizona. Jean is on both. Jean's not going to miss a thing tonight. Oh, that is so awesome, guys. Um, Tonight, what I've got for you is going to use 32 reference lines. Count them, 32. That sure looks like a lot, doesn't it? And you know what? It is. However, we're not going to be using all 32 at one time. We're going to be using them intermittently. The Artisan Curve Marquise template comes in 9 sizes, and they are numbered from 80 to 89. 80 being the smallest and 89 being this large one. And it is large. What I did was I stitched out for you to see the smallest and the largest together. Here is the smallest. This is the Artisan Curve Marquise 80. This is the 89. So you see this little itsy bitsy guy, which we are going to use today. I am not going to be using the largest one today, though. So we're going to put him off to the side. We are going to use number 80, and I am going to put them into my ruler holder. We're going to use 81 and that's a 1 by 2 inch. And I'm going to try and keep them in order so that when I go to grab them, we are going to use number 84, and you can see how they get larger. And there is something I want you to note on 84 and 85. I'm going to pull 85 out also. Oops, there we go. Okay, 84 and 85 are both 3 inches. And 3 inches is the length of the template from bottom to top. The 84 is 1.5 inches from side to side. The 85, even though it's 2 inches or 3 inches from bottom to top, it's 2 inches from side to side. I'm sorry, my tongue is not working. So when you put these together, you'll notice that you can actually do a really cool echo treatment with these two rulers together. So that is something that you should definitely keep in mind for your curved marquise. We will be using both of these guys today. I would have loved to have used every one, but we only have an hour. So the other thing that I wanted to, again, I'm going to show you this, the giant and the baby, okay? The other thing that I want you to notice that we're going to do tonight is you'll see that I've got a square marked around my reference lines, which I don't normally have. But, I had a question from one of the viewers who said, how do we make these ROM designs fit on a square block? So with this design tonight, we're going to show you that, okay? So where we are going to start is we are going to start with our little itty bitty number 80 die. And what I did was I put number 80 on pin 4. And here are our pin numbers. And what this means, let me get my ruler out because I want you all to see what exactly this means. Let me take a look at who snuck in here while I wasn't looking. Okay. Um, okay, good. Gwen is here from Northwestern Ontario. Welcome. And Linda made it from El Paso, where it's 84 degrees. Rita's here from Northern Victoria, and it sounds, Rita, like it has cooled off just a tad over there for you. I'm really glad. And Wilhelmina, my goodness, it's been forever. Welcome and good morning. Okay, Jan asked, deal day 20? Yes, deal day 20. We always are going to do deal day 20 when I am showing a template. So any one of the curved marquees, number 80 through 89, if you type in deal day 20 into the coupon code, you will get 20% off. Okay, so let's take a look at the math. When we put our pin on hole number 3, what we're going to have is this comes out to 1.5 inches. It actually comes to 1 3/4, but remember we have that 1/4 inch ruler foot in here. So from center to the outside of the design is 1.5 inches. So 3 means that from outer edge to outer edge is a 3-inch design. If we put it on 4, and we put our ruler underneath 4, what you're going to notice is that The upper portion is at 2 inches where the needle is going to be. 2¼ inches, but the needle will be in 1/4 of an inch. So from this edge of the design to the opposite edge of the design will be 4 inches. All of these work the same way. That is very important to know. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove that ruler here. And when I do my drawings, I know you guys probably can't see my little itsy bitsy teeny tiny handwriting, but I've got in here, I use the number 80 on pin number 4 for the first rotation that we're going to do today. It's not going to be the most inside rotation, but it is going to be the one we're using. The other thing I want you to notice is we are doing this on reference line 1, 2, 3, 4, reference line 5, 6, 7, 8, reference line 9. So we are only doing this on the first, fourth, no, the 1, 5, 9. So every fourth one, every fourth reference line. So let's take a look. There is my reference line 1. I have it marked. I'm going to go ahead, get everything set up here. Now, what I want to do is I want to easily get from reference line 1 to reference line 5. And that's where this little guy is going to come in. We could, if we really wanted, take our circles on quilts and go ahead and stitch that line in first. Personally, I don't think it's necessary, and I'm going to show you just exactly how I'm going to do that, okay? They're not made to be done this way, but you know what? I like to think I like to think out of the box. Wilhelmina, you were here last week. Yes. So glad to have you back too. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I forget. Okay, we're going to start at the top of this reference or top of this template. I'm going to go ahead, pull my thread up, and I'm going to hold it back and put my needle back down. So let's just review this. I'm on pin. I am on pin number 4, reference line 1. I'm going to make 1 complete rotation, starting and stopping at the outermost point of the template. Here we go, taking that first stitch in place. I kind of made that first one just a little long, but that's what I'm known for. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to stop at the top. I'm going to stop with my needle down. We want to come over and between these designs, these rotations, we want 3 blank, whoops, let me make sure you can see it here. So between this rotation and this rotation, we want 3 lines. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, and put the next rotation on the 4th line. And the way I'm going to stitch over there is by using this template. And there's line 1, line 2. I'm going to move my hands now a little bit. Line 3, we're going to go right past that, and we're going to stop on line number 4. Needle down. I'm going to go ahead and just get this thread out of the way because we really just don't need it. And I just can't get enough of using those needle guides, you know. Okay, there we go. put it back on number 4, get my needle guide in there, put my pin on number 4. Now I can put my foot down and I can make a rotation. And you've got so much space to line up here. It really is a very easy alignment. And here we go, keeping those stitches just a little bit smaller. Not just because it's curved, but on a really small template like this, it looks more finished if the stitches are smaller, since everything is so small. So what I am doing here is I am just letting the foot move the template. You want to go slowly when you're doing this. So we bypassed the first line. Here is the second reference line we're bypassing. Here is the third reference line, and we are going to stop on the fourth reference line. Now, if you haven't picked up on this yet, this is a good time to notice. You're going to be making 8 rotations. Okay, so let's go ahead, take that first stitch in place. We're going to go around and around. Take a nice stitch at both the top and the bottom because those are both pointy. And go here. I do like to turn this way. It makes it much easier for me. And here we go. Take your time. Don't pull too hard. 2, and this is my third one. So here's the one that we're going to stitch the rotation on. 2, 3, and that's going to be number 4. Around we go. Needle down. I'm going to do one more. 1. That was my first reference line. Here's my second reference line and my third reference line. Those are the reference lines we're going to skip, and I'm going to stitch on the fourth. Again, making sure I'm lined up all the way down here. It gives us so much space to work with. And here we go. And around we go. Now, there's a reason that I am going to stop stitching here, okay? That reason is because the next rotations that we do on this is going to fit between what we already have there. And what I want to do is I want to show you what it looks like with just this. And then the next one, I'm going to go all the way around to show you what it looks like with just that. Okay? It'll make sense in just a minute. So I am done right now with my number 80. And this is these full rotations and the line connecting them at the top. The next one is number 84, and I put it on pin number 7. And here's my 84, and my pin number 7, if you'll notice, is the top pin. On this one, number 3 is our top. It's going to, where this inch marker is will depend on how tall the design is.
Only in Alabama.
Yes.
Said hello.
Hi, Julie. Oh, Lee's here too. Wanda's here. Oh my goodness. Kathy told us you were at a meeting. Hope it was Debbie said she missed Ken last night. Hey, you know what, Deb? I did too, actually.
Boring.
It was boring, he said. Wanda, hello from up the road. Gina's here from a very cold Newfield, New York. And Lee is here from Indiana. Welcome. And Julie is a nice warm 72 today in Alabama. All right. We're going to now switch from the 80 to the 84. Now, what I did with this one is kind of, what did I do with this one? Okay, what I did with this one is I came from reference line down, back up to reference line. And these reference lines were every one, two, three, again, every fourth one on the bottom. And it's going to be the same bottom that we used with reference with the curved marquee number 80. We're going to come up, we're going to stop at reference line number 3, then we're going to twist and come down at reference line number 5. Let me show you what I mean by that, okay?
Daddy Werner.
Hi.
Praise Hetfield.
And Joyce, how nice to see you guys. Okay. Di is in Southern California, right? And Joyce, I'm so glad you didn't miss us again. I really am. Okay, I'm backing up to reference line number 30 just to start this design. And we're going to come down to reference line 1. Then we're going to come back to reference line number 3. Let me show you what I mean. Here we go. 1 stitch in place. And we're going to come down to the center, take that extra stitch. Let me get rid of this thread. There we go. That's gone and that's gone. And I'm going to turn this so you can see it well. Okay. I've got my vertical center on reference line 1. I came back to reference line 31 and started it at the reference line. It's probably not going to hit this circle that we've stitched in. So don't go looking for that. You probably won't make it there. Now we're going to, boy, that does happen occasionally. And what happened just there? My pin got stuck on the back of my foot. So I just need to rotate a little bit. No problem. And that, ladies, is why we use the right size foot for our machine. Okay, so now I've come up and stitched up to reference line number 3. I am going to go ahead and twist my template, and I am going to put, I need to come one more stitch over. There we go. I am going to put my vertical center now on reference line number 5. Going back to the center. There we go. Taking that extra stitch and come back up to reference line number 7. Okay. Going to go ahead and twist again, just like Chubby Checker. Come back towards the center. Take that extra stitch in place. I'm keeping my fabric turned around so that I can I won't get caught on that pin again. And again, I need to take one tiny little stitch here, no big deal, lining up on my vertical line right over the top of that smallest curved marquee. Here we go. Extra stitch and back up, and we're going to come up on line number 15. There. And this will be the last. Well, no, I'm going to go ahead and go all the way around on this one, guys. Okay. Want you to see this because it's really, I think this is the coolest design that I've seen in a while. And come back up. Hit that next reference line. There you go. Put it down. We're going to rotate. And this is going to be reference line number 21. That seems weird, doesn't it? A lot of reference lines. But that's okay because sometimes it's so worth it. It really is. And there we go. So that's reference line 23. And now we're going to do reference line 25 is lined up in our center. I think we just need to do one more. There we go. And sure enough, so now we've got reference line 29 is lined up in our center. And there we are. Go ahead and take that out. Is that cute or what? I'm liking that. I'm really liking it. Oh, Linda, thank you so much. All right, let's take a look. Oh, let's take a look. Jean says, I thought we were going to do Strand of Hearts. We are, Jean. Tomorrow morning, though. That's tomorrow's. Today is the Artisan Curves. Okay, so you got to come back tomorrow morning. Anita, what are you using under the fabric to make it move so easily? That is our grid glider from So Steady, right there. And you can get them at any one of your quilt stores that carries So Steady. If they don't have it, ask for it. Or if you want, you can go to sosteady.com and under products, you will see the grid glider. It comes in two sizes. This is the larger one, it's green. The smaller one is orange. Um, hey, well, thank you, Linda said that's such a pretty echo so far. Yeah, it's coming along. I like it. Okay, let's keep looking down.
Deal day 20 apply to that glider?
Deal day 20, that's a good question. I think it only applies to the templates. The templates, yes. Ronnie is here from Northeastern Arizona, and she's late. Don't worry about being late. I don't take attendance. The only one who's not allowed to be late is Ken. Okay, so here is our second rotation. And you know what? For a small block, this would work fine. Now, if you had a small block that was a square, what I would probably do is I would come and put another rotation of the number 80 right here, and you'll see how that would square off this design. And we're going to do some squaring off of this design very shortly. Okay, let's take a look at our third. Oh, by the way, guys, I figured out how to stop the camera from slipping. Rubber band works great. All righty. So now we're going to do this little thing here. And you know what? This little element, it reminds me of a sunflower. Really does. So what we're going to do is we are going to use the number 81 and we put it on pin 6. Again, we need to use 3 full rotations to make one design. So we're not making 32 of these designs. Actually, none of these are making 32 designs. We just need the 32 reference lines to line up where everything goes. So it looks a lot more daunting than it really is. I think you'll like it. So let's go ahead and get our number 81 and put it on our pin 6, which means it's going to be 6 inches from outside edge to outside edge. And here's number 81. Have you guys ever seen me quite so organized with my templates? Oh, yeah, it does look like candy kisses. Linda says it looks like a candy kiss that I'm putting on there. And I thought the same
Oh,
thing,
you know.
but I didn't go out and buy candy kisses. Deb said, I never would have guessed that made a star shape in the center. And yes, it does. Or a really cool flower too. You know, this would be a great set to use with our ink tense pencils. This could look really, really cool if we take a light colored fabric, used black thread on it, and used our ink tense pencils to color in. We could do some of the most beautiful treatments that I could think of. All righty, back to number 1. And did I say pin number 7 on this one?
Hey,
Oh, wait, this is 81, pin number 6.
6.
I was looking at it upside down. So, pin number 6. There it is. What we're going to do on this one, the last one, we came in and we went to the bottom, and that's where we got this shape here. So on this one, we're going to make candy kisses, right, Linda? And we're going to do it up here. Now, what we are going to do,
What type of pens?
what type of pin?
Pen. Sandy Philbin.
Sandy. All right. Okay, let's take a look. Sandy, what I am saying is pin P-I-N, and it sounds like pen P-E-N. But what I'm talking about is this pin in the center, which is actually a tack. This is what it looks like. To put the tack in, what we like to do, and I'm going to demonstrate it on this corner. What we like to do is find our crosshair in the center. When we put our crosshair ruler on, what you're going to notice is our lines don't go all the way to the center. Well, I'm kind of
CD.
Ken said OCD, but he's wrong. Right, Wanda? I'm not OCD. Okay. Anyway, what I like to do is I like to draw my crosshair, my vertical center and horizontal center all the way across. That is where we are going to put the tack. Tack is probably easier to understand what I'm saying. We're going to put it in from the right side, right in the center of our crosshair, just like that. Then what I do is I take it back out and you'll see there's a little hole here, which is really not a hole. It's just the fibers of the fabric have been pushed aside. So then what I do is I take that tack and put it back in from the bottom using the little hole as my guide. And now it's set in there perfectly for me to use on my templates, just like that. Okay. Now, Jan asked, which pin did I use on the first two rounds? And I will tell you in one shake of a lamb's tail here because I have it written down. And I write these things down because I know I won't remember them because I'm going to keep this piece of paper with my templates. In the future, I may find I want to replicate this pattern. I'll say to myself, and I know it's me talking because I recognize my voice. Remember that one that you did on Tuesday night, February 4th, 2025? What in the world did you do? Where did you put those pins? Okay, so what I did was my number 80, Jan, this is for you. I put on my pin number 4. So I put it right there. I did the whole rotation and moved it along the top to come around. On the second one, I used template number 84, which is this guy. And I put it on pin 7 right here. And on this one, I did only the bottom portion of it. On the next rotation, which is the one we're working on right now, I'm using number 81, and I am going to put it on the 6th pin, pin number 6, which is right here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set that in. I hope that information is helpful, Sandy. Oh, okay. Deanna says, I think she's asking you about my reference to the Inktense pens. Thank you, Deanna. Inktense, they're actually Inktense, I-N-K. Let me type it out here. Inktense pencils. And they are artist pencils. And they work great on fabric. I use a fabric medium as well because that will set the dye. The Inktense pencils are dye based. So I use, what is the name of that fabric medium? You can go in under my, you'll see it. I've got it everywhere throughout the university. So you can go in and see it there. Okay, yes, Inktense. Okay, Sandy. Deanna, thank you for straightening me out there. I really, really appreciate that. And you guys got an extra little lesson on pins and tacks. Ken said pins and tacks. And yes, you did. Okay, so let's get back and make our candy kisses. Where we want to make these candy kisses is right above. We're going to use every other reference line. So we're going to do reference line 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And what we are going to do is we are going to come from this stitched line to that stitched line. Now I don't have that stitched line on this side. So what I'm going to do I'm going to just draw it in, okay? So, well, I'm not very good at drawing a circle, am I? All righty. There we go. And tack number 6. Okay, I am going to come here, bring my thread up on that stitched line, put my needle down, make sure I've got my vertical center lined up. I'm going to come up to the top and back down to that stitched line. And here it is, a Hershey Kiss. I'm going to stop on that line. Now, I hope you guys all have strong stomachs because the next thing we have to do is travel. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to twist that template. What you're going to see is the edge of the foot does not touch that template. So we need to go ahead and stitch along that circular stitch line until it does. It's not far at all, and I know you guys can do this. It really isn't that bad. It's close, real close. And now we're going to skip this line and we're going to go to number 5. Again, needing to back up till we touch that template. And there we go. Now we're going to do another rotation on top of that circle we stitched earlier. And how many kisses are we going to get here? Any guesses? I'm thinking 16 because we've got 32 lines and we're skipping one in between each kiss. And there. Now we're going to make one more here, keeping those stitches a little bit small size. The thing I like about this is even though it's going to be a rather sizable block, the components are all small on it. And I kind of like that. I think sometimes that's why I like piecing on my featherweight. It's small and it's cute. Okay. I wish I could do ruler work on it, but alas, it's just a little too small. Plus, the feed dogs don't drop. And we're going to make a couple more here. We're going to go all the way around on this side. And you can see why I'm only doing half. I really don't want to bore you with watching me stitch these all the way around because that's a lot of stitching. Come over here. Okay, and there's half of one. And there is our Hershey's Kisses. Isn't that cute? So even though we're making this block get larger and larger and larger, again, all these components are small. They're itty bitty, and I think they look totally awesome on here. So, okay, Jean's liking this. Jean is liking this. Let's take a look now at the next one. Okay, we're done with the small stuff, guys. We are going to go to the big one, and this is number 85. We're going to put number 85 on pin 11. This is one we're going to do a little bit more traveling. So let's go ahead and get that guy set up. We're going to start on line number 2. Here's reference line 1. We want to nest the bottom of the next guy between the Hershey Kisses. And to do that, we need number 85. This is the biggest one we're using on this design. And we're going to put it in pin 11, which is right here. So let me go ahead and set that in. Whoops, that's 11 and a half. I want 11. And there is our reference line number 2. Now comes the hard part. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is take a look at any questions that are here. Oh, you guys are liking this. I'm so happy you are. It's so much fun. And yes, Suzanne says so many possibilities. So, Suzanne, you are absolutely right. There are so many possibilities. All right. Where I'm going to start on this is going to be on the reference line. Then we're going to go all the way around and stop on that where we started on that reference line. We're going to stitch and travel back to this reference line. Let me show you what I mean, okay? I'm going to start on the right-hand side, pull my thread up. On the first one, I could, if I chose, start over on the left reference line and just make one complete rotation. The reason I am not doing that is because every other rotation that I stitch is going to have double stitching on the bottom portion of the design. And I want them all to be exactly the same. If they're not, the one that's different is going to stand out. And then he's going to feel bad, like he's the black sheep of the family. And we don't want anybody to feel like they're the black sheep. So here we go. Take that first stitch in place. Again, keeping it quite small. And the reason I'm going to keep those stitches quite small is because everything else is small. Take that extra stitch on the top. Now I'm going to just keep going here. Remember not to move your template. You want to make sure you keep it in the same spot. We are going to go until we hit this reference line, which is the next reference line. And we are going to stop. Now we are going to turn our template, and you can see I need to make one more stitch. Don't worry about that. If you have to, you have to. It's going to work. It will work. Don't be afraid to just schmooze things around a little bit. I'm going to come up and around. I'm going to go counterclockwise on each one of these templates or on each one of these rotations.
Strand of Hearts is tomorrow morning.
Strand of Hearts is tomorrow morning, yes.
Gene Bowman.
Okay, yep. Okay. We're going to again go counterclockwise. Now, I'm going to do something just a little bit different. I'm going to stop right here on reference line 5. This is my corner reference line. And the reason that I'm going to stop here is because I'm going to go up to pin number 15. I am going to make sure that I am in the center. I'm going to make a complete rotation here. What's wrong? Oh, something got caught here.
See?
I'm not really sure.
Yep. Tape is missing.
Ah, now my pin came out. Okay, let me, you know what? This is kind of cool that it happened because you can see how we can just put this back in. Whoops. And we're going to be just fine. Something got caught and I need to figure out what it is.
There's tape on this corner, the blue tape.
I know. Yeah, and I'm thinking the same thing as you. That's what's, you know what? My hands are so dry that everything is sliding right off. There we go. This is one of those things that you look at and say, if it happens, no, it's when it's going to happen. It will happen. Okay, I'm going to put this back on number 15. Come back to center. And keep going. Whatever it was, it's gone now. Oh,
Using the first too long. You already covered it.
right.
Yeah, no, Dave.
Jan, Ken, why don't you go ahead and type in round 1? And this is where it's sticking. It's kind of getting held up here. So that tells me.
It's an old bolt start now.
Oh, okay.
You cover
There it is. This is what got stuck in there. Piece of tape. Ken was absolutely right. Now I got it out. So now things are going to go a whole lot smoother, guys. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and lift that foot. You notice what I'm going to do here? I'm going to pull that top thread back, put my foot down, put my needle down, back up. I should have a, oh good, I don't. I was going to say I should have a loop of bobbin thread down there. I don't. So we're going to just be able to continue on. Isn't that awesome? Again, my tack is in hole number 15. We are working with the Curve Marquise Curve 85. And we're coming back to center here. Now I'm going to take the 85 out. And you can see I got gates on this one. And we're going to put 84 in. And we are going to put 84 at 15 as well. Remember I showed you these guys earlier and said they're the same length, but
fat boy. One's a fat boy, one's a skinny one.
Ken said one's a fat boy and one's a skinny one, and he's absolutely right. So we're going to put the skinny guy inside of the fat guy.
Not politically correct.
He said it's not politically correct. I've never known my husband to be politically correct. So we're going to come down and go right back to the top. And this is going to be the very top of the rotation prior. Okay, and now we need to put this guy back in because we need to finish up this rotation. And this one is going on line number 11 or on pinhole 11. No, can't. Yes, it can. Okay, I was thinking it came out of the top, but it does not. It comes out of the side. And this one's going to be a little messed up, guys, because I had that tape sticking and holding me up. But this does work out beautiful, trust me. Now we're going to come and we're going to finish our rotation. And look at there, we got our template back so well, got it placed so good that we cannot tell it even came off. Coming to the next reference line, and here we go. We're going to again come counterclockwise. And I made a couple big stitches there because I looked away. That is something I know that I cannot do when I'm stitching, but I wanted to check the time. So please forgive me. And we're going to come down to the bottom, that up until we hit this line, this reference line, number 7. And around we go. We are lining up our vertical line on each of the even numbered reference lines. This is reference line 8. We are stitching from odd numbered reference line to odd numbered reference line. Okay. Oh, that I clicked the wrong thing there. I'm going to go around again. I'm going to try and get over to this next corner. You are going to find that you will get comfortable with a certain speed. My comfort speed is rather slow, and that's okay. If your comfort speed is fast, that's fine. That is not a problem at all. Okay, so I came up of just 1 or 2 stitches too early. There we go. Can I stitch fast? I can stitch faster than I normally do, but as far as stitching fast all the time, I find it difficult. I think part of that is just because I tend to do a lot of things slowly. There we go. We're going to come here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to put that corner treatment on again, okay? This time, I'm hoping that I can do it correctly without anything getting caught in the bottom of my machine. If you want, you can come all the way around and do this corner treatment on the next rotation. I found it easier for me to do it on this rotation. So what I'm doing is I'm coming up here, lining up with number 15. I'm going to make a complete rotation here. This can be a little confusing because you're not making this rotation in the corner on the tip of a previous rotation. You're making this rotation where the rotation to the right and to the left intersect. There we go. Now we're going to take this guy off. We're going to put Mr. Skinny back on. Mr. Skinny has a needle channel instead of a gate. So yes, I like him better. Don't tell Mr. Fat Boy that though, okay? All right, now we're going to make that inside echo. There we go. Beautiful echo, isn't it? Now, there is one more little embellishment that we could add on here if you wanted. This is not part of the program today, guys, but I want to do this anyway, just because we can. And it's fun to do little things differently. Okay. Now, you guys all know one of my favorite templates in the whole world is curly cues. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Mr. Skinny off of here. I'm going to put my foot back down. I'm going to line up. We can go bigger than that. That's a 2.5 inch. Let's see if we can find a 3.5 inch easily here. I should be able to. Unless I've got it someplace else that I'm using, but I don't think so. Okay, here's Mr. 3.5 inch. Remember, there are 2 sets of spin effect curly cues. And they come in even sizes and odd sizes. So here we go. We're going to make just a little. I'm going to just skew them a little bit here. And I'm going to come back. And I moved them a little bit, and that was on purpose. Come back to center. I'm going to flip this little guy over. Going to get my spacing gauge out, because what I want, there we go. Right there's where I want it. And we're going to come right back to center. And there, we just put a little embellishment in there. Just because I felt like it, you know? Some days you just feel like you gotta do it. Okay, so we're gonna put this guy, whoa, back on number 15. We're gonna close up that gate. No, we're gonna put him back on number 11. I'm sorry. That's 11.5. There we go. And now we're going to finish that rotation. Let's make sure that we're lined up. It looks good. There we go. And let's see how close. Oh, guys, we got this one right on. Even I impressed myself with that. And I'm not easy to impress. How do you like that? Okay, we're going to come back to that shared reference line. And we're going to make another rotation. And come around, and this is going to catch perfectly at the bottom here. And we're going to do a beautiful graveling job here. We're going to do one more of these guys. Oh, need to come up just a hair. There we go. And sometimes that happens. Don't worry about it. It's not the end of the world. Trust me. Now, this is my last one. And if it were my last one because I did it all the way around, I would be doing it just the same as I'm going to show you now. We could stop here where they meet. We could, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go ahead and keep that heavy stitching consistent from beginning to end of the design. And there we go. Let's go ahead, take this out. And we're going to take that off, cut our threads. Well, hello, thread. Where are you? There you are. Okay. And there we go. This is what we came up with for our Artisan Curve Marquise set. I put a little embellishment in there that wasn't originally planned, but it's okay. We sometimes want to do things like that. And I guess I'm thinking Valentine's Day is just around the corner. So there we go. I hope you like it. I do. And I hope that it gives you an idea on how to go ahead and start playing with things. Oh, Janice is here. Hello, Janice, my buddy, from all the way from Pembine, Wisconsin. Yeah, we got little places around here. Oh, Jean, thank you so much. She really likes the design. Um, do you guys have any questions on these? This one was so much fun to do because there were so many diverse things that can be done with it. And I'm hoping this is not the last curved marquee design that I put together for you all, because I can think of a few other 100 things I could do. Oh, yeah, Suzanne says, Suzanne, this is really important. I love it. Thank you for showing us how to get from one spot to another. And that is important because when we do need to travel around. And what you may notice in here is these components, this does not touch anything else. This and this are totally independent as well. And so is this, totally independent. So these designs can be pulled apart and put in other projects. All right, let's see what else. Oh, Jan, thank you, son. Thank you so much. Linda asked, what was the number of the one that made the kisses? You like those kisses, huh, Linda? That was number, yep, make sure, number 81. But you can make the kisses with any of them. That's what's so cool about it. The shape is always going to be the same. I don't think I would like to make kisses out of number 84, though. Yeah, that's the skinny one. If I'm going to eat kisses, I want them to be fat and eat a lot of them. Nancy, thank you so much. And Marcia, oh, Marcia, you just are going to get me into a whole world of trouble. Maybe make a book of designs. Oh, goodness. Yeah, my husband would never see me then. Jean, oh, Carla says, I have to get practicing. And you know what? That's what the name of the game is, practice. Draw it out first. There's absolutely nothing wrong with drawing them out first. Actually, I prefer to draw it out first because it's really easy to erase on a piece of paper, but it's work to have to pick out all those little stitches, right? Jean, I hope I see you tomorrow for the Strand of Hearts as well. Okay, Debbie says Artisan Curve Templates really are amazing, and it is nice to see them in action. And you know what? We're going to have Artisan Curves again next week because remember, on Tuesday nights, we're taking the alphabet from A to Y. There is no Z, okay? And on Wednesday mornings, we're taking it from Y to A. So you're going to see these again. And when you see them the second time, they will be different designs. I'm not going to do the same designs over again. Linda's going to get the Hershey Kiss eyes. I think that's a great idea. Linda, you are very welcome. Linda is thanking us for being here tonight, and I thank you for being here tonight. I think it's really it just makes my day. It really does. You guys make my heart smile. Oh, vanishing thread works great. Regina says vanishing thread works great. And you know what? It certainly does. I've got some and I've been dying to try it. Oh, Ronnie, you are so welcome. So welcome. Again, don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. You can always go back and watch this again. I do watch it. And one of the things that I came away with this morning when I watched last night's live that I did is I need to quit saying okay. I say okay a lot. I don't really mean to. So I'm trying to be cognizant of that. Anyway, like, subscribe, share. You can always come back and watch again. 906 Quilting YouTube channel. These will stay on there. So Steady's YouTube channel. I don't think Stacy has started taking them down, or I don't think she's going to. I'm not quite sure about that. Don't forget deal day 20 in the coupon code. You will get a 20% discount of the templates that I am using this week. And also, you all know how to get a hold of me under sewsteady.com instructors. If you look at my page, my instructor page, all of my contact information is there. I always urge you, please go ahead and reach out if you have a question. That's what we're here for. We are here to help you through those things. Also, want you to know that I will be in Paducah the end of April. So, if you are planning a trip to the second largest quilt show, I think they call themselves, I'm not really sure, but, please stop by our booth, look for the Sew Steady booth, come and say hello. I love having you guys here, but I would really love to meet you in person. So, until we meet again, let's quilt.